Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our webinar for tradesmen, hosted by NWI Immigration. This evening, I have myself, Gareth, and my colleague Zaki presenting to you guys. The reason for this evening's presentation, should I say, is just to clarify certain things that you might, be unsure about, or to kind of bring up topics that we see a lot of people asking when it comes to looking at these opportunities. So the aim this evening is to present to you sort of information that can help you decide if this journey is something that you're looking to do, and to also make you feel more comfortable at looking at this journey, because this is something that we are passionate about, and this is something that we want to do together as a team. This journey is something that we are focused on making you feel the most comfortable, providing you with as much information as we can.
Yep.
And we've prepared a presentation, which we will go through shortly. And we will also have a comment section, which you guys are more than welcome to post any questions. The rest of our team are on standby to answer any questions that you guys may have. But yeah, without any delays, let's get started.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. Let's jump straight into it. So first of all, let's have a look at the amazing team that we work with at NWI Immigration, and each of you that have been invited to this exclusive webinar who'd have an independent consultant that they are currently engaging with. You've potentially been quoted, or if you haven't been quoted, then just reach out to the consultant and they'll be able to guide you through every step of the journey. Okay. Right. Gareth, what's happening in the trades world that we are seeing this demand for skilled occupations?
Well, so Zach, I think you can agree, with us dealing with, recruiters on a day-to-day basis, that there is a massive demand at the moment. There are a shortage of skilled professionals, and this is why Australia, they're seeking people with these sort of qualifications. And
yeah, got you, 100%. So every year on the 1st of July, we would usually see an update from a skills requirement perspective per state or per region, where it'll give us insight. Is your occupation still high and in demand? Employers are preferring document-ready applicants, and we're going to touch a bit more on that as we're navigating this conversation. And at the end of the day, Gareth, when it comes to starting something, what would you say based on that? Is it the best time to apply yesterday, right now, or tomorrow? What would you say?
The best time is to start yesterday, but if you missed yesterday, start today.
100%.
It's definitely the right time to start. Yeah. Like we said, there's a demand. They are looking for people with, the qualifications, the skill set. So there's nothing holding you back. Move forward.
Commit and start. Okay, interesting. Thank you for that one, Gareth. All right, so majority of you that are in the session would have been assessed and quoted. Yeah, Gareth? Is my understanding?
Correct.
Cool.
And Zach, what I'd like to also just mention is, not everyone gets to a stage where they can be quoted. If a consultant has reached out to you, or immigration specialist has reached out to you, they've gone through, your information that you provided with your assessment. And from that, they would have told you were qualified or not. And they would have then sent you a quote. So I think it's very important, and you can agree with me, that if you've been quoted, that means that you are
eligible.
Okay. And
gotcha.
It's important to know not everyone is.
Yeah, 100%. Just the other day, Gareth, and I think our clients in the session would appreciate this. I had a conversation with one of my clients who started the journey with me at the beginning of the year. And we realized that 2025 is basically over. There's less than 200 days left. There's less than 200 days left to be job ready for 2026. And on top of that, he also told me about the mental preparation that he is going through to position himself with these international employers, which is so key. A lot of us feel, or a lot of the clients that I spoke with towards the end of 2024, just believe that it's a copy paste. I'm skilled, I'm qualified, I hold the qualification. Just put me in front of an employer and I can do it. But that's just not. It's not that simple, is it, Gareth?
It's definitely not that simple. There's a lot of background stuff that needs to happen, which is what we do. This is why it's vital to, if you're looking at this opportunity, if this is something that you're serious about, getting started.
100%. He also spoke to me about the change in spending habits in order for them to meet this goal. Little bit of sacrifices to put himself in a position to actually get his skills and English done, and then from there get himself into the job market. And that's exactly what the team at New World Immigration is here to do, isn't it, Gareth?
100%.
Lovely. Let's get stuck into some more detail very quickly, just to kind of open up this conversation a bit more and tell us exactly what does it mean when we are talking about what's the potential earnings going to be, what's cost of living, right? And we looked at something super basic, average age male, 35 years old, decent qualification, decent experience behind his name, earning at about 100,000 AUD per annum, excluding overtime and bonuses, which I know the moment you exceed 38.5 hours for the week, you're already, earning time and a half, which I think is quite amazing, because I spoke to an electrician the other day, and another client working 70 hours for the week. Yes, he's earning decent, but he doesn't have time for the family. How important would you say work-life balance is, Gareth, based on your experience engaging with clients?
So, I mean, a lot of the people that come through to us and, are looking at these opportunities, and I'm sure you'll agree, a lot of the concerns or issues that they have currently is that they don't have time for their family, which is a big problem, especially if you are a family where you've got a child and, you wanting to be part of, those milestones, sports games and things like that. So to be working those hours, it doesn't make sense. It takes away family time. It causes a lot of frustration within families. And then also just, with the cost of living, as you can see on the slide, it says that Australia, and this is stuff that we've pulled offline.
Yeah.
That Australia's 40% of their salary is used for cost
unheard of, I would say.
Unheard of. I know we've mentioned there that South Africa is between 60 and 70%.
I think it's higher.
Salary. But I know personally, when it comes to the end of the month and my petrol light comes on,
ding, ding.
I'm worried. So, I think it's a little bit different, but yes.
Yeah, 100%.
Like I said, 40%, of a salary for cost of living, that gives you about 60%. This is why those individuals going over to Australia are able to, within 5 years, buy a home.
Yeah. So I think if we tie that back to the investment that a client has to go through to get document ready, and the return on investment, looking at this, just the basic scenario, of one adult in the household working, it makes sense, doesn't it?
It makes complete sense.
Yeah, and we're not just saying this because we want you to make the decision to start, but at the end of the day, you want to be working with facts, and you want to know exactly what this journey entails. You'll be living comfortably, not necessarily eating, Gordon Ramsay New York steak strip every second of the day, even though you could, but I wouldn't say do that, because at the end of the day, it's all about the reason behind the journey, why you're making this move. Essentially, you are starting a legacy for those young little human beings that look up to us as our heroes, and they will look back and say, wow, my father Gareth made a decision 21 years ago to put me in this beautiful position that I have now. A lot of families underestimate that decision, Gareth. Do you mind weighing in on that quickly?
I agree with you. And what's also important to know is it's not just your children, it's your children's children, and I've said that to a few clients, and it's your grandchildren, it's their children. It just goes on and on and on. And when you look at securing a future for them, that alone to me is worthwhile.
100%. All right, what else is there? We put together just two basic visa options which we see becoming a trend from an application perspective, essentially with clients that want to get document ready and want to compete, for positions that come with potential sponsorship opportunities or relocation allowances. Those clients who would get themselves document ready, get into the job market, get sponsored, move across on what is known as a 482 visa, which is just a typical work visa, as an example. Don't have much flexibility because obviously you're tied down to an employer, but at least you get yourself there and you are able to potentially work towards PR, which is permanent residency. Yeah. Then another scenario, I mean, if you want a bit more control and you kind of want to control your destiny and your family's destiny, then rather put yourself in a position to get permanent residency behind your name because it opens up so much more benefits. Yeah, where education comes into play, healthcare benefits, tax benefits, interest rate benefits. I mean, the list goes on. But what I'm trying to say here is if you don't have enough resources to go for the permanent residency, it's not a train smash. Get yourself document ready, get into the job market, start the journey over there. Then you can slowly work yourself to a permanent residency application onshore. Gareth, what's your view on that?
I completely agree with you on that, Zach. I personally find a lot of people are going more for one of these visas because you're getting yourself into the job market a lot quicker. You're getting that opportunities, and then once you're there, you can then continue this journey for your PR pathway.
100%. I mean, the options are there, and if you want more in-depth detail on what you actually eligible for, then you know exactly who your consultant is and you are able to reach out to them directly and they'll book a one-to-one session with you and explain what it is that you qualify for. More importantly, you have to want it, and if you want something, then you have to show how bad you are willing to go after it. Yeah. 100%.
I agree.
All right, Gareth, talk to me about the regional. A lot of clients have this view of is the regional rural. What does that mean? What does it look like? If you don't mind sharing a 30-second overview on that.
Well, firstly, I mean, the slide pretty much sums it up.
Yeah.
But, I mean, this is not a one-horse town.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people think, oh, no, I'm going to a one-horse town, which is not the case.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, regional Australia is full of vibrant towns. And, I mean, they've got cities with growing economy. And, I mean, it's beautiful. I mean, I don't know how much sort of places you would have looked at, but
yeah.
I mean, I've done a bit of research and they're absolutely stunning.
Yeah, not just that. A lot of the clients that would have started out in the regional areas back then have now moved on because of how they've built their professional lives, and the new earning potential are now moving out of regional and creating space and opportunity, for new foreign individuals to come in and apply the trade. And we do see a lot of scenarios in regional areas where sponsorship opportunities are taking place, potential for short, medium-term accommodation. But then again, those items only become real when you're actually document ready. If that makes sense. Yeah, would you agree, G?
I agree with you. And I mean, stunning beaches as well. I mean, I was doing a bit of sort of research into the different beaches, and there is so many beaches in Australia. It would take you, I found this online, where it would take you about 5 years to try and get to every single beach within Australia. So
5 years worth spending, I would say. Okay, let's move along very quickly. Okay. So what exactly are we saying? Get yourself document ready. We've got a multidisciplinary case management team at New World Immigration that will actually guide you through every step of the journey. Document format, font, should it be initial? Should it be certified? Black and white. And believe it or not, these are actual things we have to look at because we deal with assessing authorities on the other side, and we're not doing this to make your journey difficult. We're doing this so that you can be successful on this journey. Yeah, Gareth? Once you are document ready, and please, it has to be proficient to superior English. Just because we speak English every day doesn't mean that we can just go and write this English assessment. And don't worry, we're not sending you back to matric to do paper 1, 2, and 3. It's just understanding the format of the assessment. Spend 10 minutes a week practicing the speaking section, the listening section, the reading section. It will pay off. Just this morning, I had a client, Tamsantra, who finished his PTE superior results, Gareth. absolutely amazing. He's a geologist and he's now submitting his expression of interest in the next few days.
Incredible. Wow.
It took him 2 months to get to that stage because him and his wife are committed to the journey. That's how simple it can be. It's about taking that fear that doesn't really exist and turning that fear into action. Once your document ready, we've got a fantastic recruitment team. Sean Kupferberg, Daniela Dupree, who will do the best to put you in front of employers once you are document ready. That doesn't mean it's guaranteed. You still have to show exactly why you want it. That's the important part. The why will drive you all the way to the finish line. Upon a successful interview and signing a beautiful job offer, you'll then move, you settle in, then you can initiate your stage 2 and 3 from within Australia. Yeah?
100%. And Zach, I mean, how much simpler is going through this process with a case manager versus trying to do this on yourself?
100%.
I mean, I've already seen...
It's like having headlights on your car.
Exactly.
Imagine driving at night without headlights.
So,
Scary.
I mean...
I tried it once. Didn't work. Yeah.
So, yeah, like I said, our case managers make it so much simpler. I mean, these are guys that have been doing this for, 13 years. I mean, when it comes to having the correct documents, guiding you, these gentlemen and ladies, they know exactly what to do. And it eliminates any frustration that you might have by uploading the incorrect documents or not knowing, what assessment to do and kind of being confused.
Yeah, and that's exactly why we are in the position to help families achieve their dream. Right, let's move on very quickly. Okay, couple of success stories. Some of them are still in the process in terms of finishing the English assessments. Most of them have gone through and done their skills assessment now, which is English that is pending. And from there, they move into a job market. And then we had an Atheme Isaacs a couple of months ago who came into the office exactly where we're sitting and did his podcast, which they can view that on the Arrival Lounge, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. And if they need the link to it, reach out to your consultant or just pop a question in the chat box and my colleagues will share that with you. Diverse clients from across the world, some of them from UK, there's 1 or 2 from Nigeria and Ghana, and some of them from South Africa. It is possible. It all depends on how bad you actually want this journey for you and your family. Gareth, anything from your side?
100% correct there, Zach. And, just to touch with the Arrival Lounge that we have, I know that, the team at New Water Immigration are extremely proud to have introduced this because it's just another way that we are proving that we walk through this journey together. And Zach, I mean, as you know, you did a webinar with regards to, I did one on mental preparation. Your one was also about fear. And these are very important things when it comes to this journey. I mean, a lot of times people think that it's just about getting a job, jumping onto a plane and going over. And there's so much more to it. And I'm super proud. I know you're super proud of us actually as a company taking that on and starting this channel where we talk about those things, mental preparation, having Cherisha part of the team. These are all things that are just once again proving that we're way above, when it comes to getting you through this process.
We are. I would say we essentially become partners. Not that we're going to come and put another ring on the finger, but that's the type of commitment I would say that we work with when we're moving clients through these different stages of their immigration journey. Okay. Yeah, 100%. Thank you for that, Gareth. And then, Gareth, what else? I mean, what else about Australia is out there that is calling qualified individuals, to come and apply their trade? Talk to me about the skill shortages. What exactly is there, please?
Well, as we mentioned, there's a massive demand for people, skilled workers, whether it be in the healthcare, education, or trades. There's a massive demand. They're looking to fulfill those spots. Australia's forever growing. Unfortunately, they don't have enough skilled sort of tradesmen to fulfill those roles. And this is why they are looking outside of Australia. But it's also very important to note that as much as they need skilled professionals, they also don't want to take a risk on a person who hasn't gone through, like we mentioned, the skills assessment and the English test.
Yeah, 100%. outside of that, we are very fortunate as New World Immigration to be in a scenario where we have these on-arrival support structures in place. I know not too long ago, our colleague Sean Kupferberg, and I think it was a Yaku, he was a butcher or a fitter,
Yes.
where he came on shore, and it was Louis and Lona who then guided them in terms of where to find these cost-effective areas, setting them up with a home which was almost fully furnished, if I'm not mistaken. So unless you put yourself in that position, you will never know exactly what it could be. It will always just be something that's on your mind when you're closing your eyes at night. But again, it comes back to taking action. Yeah, there's many benefits that we can speak about and mention, but at the end of the day, are we actually going to put ourselves in that position to change our current circumstance? Because the current circumstance can be the current wheel that we're looking at all the time, and not wanting to jump out of that wheel to effect change. And that's exactly where it starts. Effect the change. This is your journey, and we are here to support you all the way to the finish line. That is the commitment that I feel I'm comfortable to give, Gareth. Please correct me if I'm wrong.
I think our reputation speaks for itself. If you just
Yes.
go online, you look at the testimonials that we have, you look at the webinars that we've done where we've interviewed, candidates that have gone through the process that we've helped go over. That itself will kind of echo what we just mentioned, that we are here to help you from start to finish.
100%. And just to top that quickly, in many scenarios, and we'll get to this poll in a second, and one of my colleagues will put that up very quickly. Just very quickly, give us an idea of where you're at right now. Which stage are you at? Ready for payment? I want to get this ball rolling. I want to be job ready by the end of the year. I'm raising funds. I might need a bit of a payment plan. Or is it just fear, or is it just nerves? While we're waiting for you guys to answer those 4 questions over there, one of the clients that I also spoke with, and I like to build meaningful relationships, he told me about the ceiling. You're somewhere in your profession, you're qualified, you're working for 15 years, and then you hit the ceiling, right? And that ceiling conditions you, doesn't it? It's the earning potential that I'm capped in at, and in some scenarios, I spoke to another boilermaker who then transitioned into a manager role, and he told me that overtime falls away, where before he was a manager, he was earning good overtime, where with Australia, from what I've seen in my journey in helping qualified individuals move abroad, it's like the ceiling is removed and they just become more. And some of them go on to even open up their own companies when they have permanent residency in place. And and again, it's about you. Exactly you joined this webinar. We are here to lift that ceiling, and I want to ask you, are you willing to come with us on this journey? Because we are willing to make it happen for you if you are willing to commit. Gareth?
I agree. And it's amazing, you have these conversations, and I think you'll agree. You see this massive success story of people that have gone over, and like I mentioned, buying a car within 5 years as a teacher.
A house, you mean? Not a car.
Sorry. You could probably get a car, and after 5 years in South Africa.
Maybe it's a Lambo. Yeah, I hear you.
But a home, you don't know many teachers that are able to buy a home after 5 years.
100%. I agree. All right. So where are we at right now? Let's give a view in terms of where we're at. Just click there. Which section are you in? All right. I'm ready to start. I need a payment plan. There's a bit of fear involved, and this is an absolute safe space. We're going to touch a bit soon on mental preparation and how we can potentially help you, right? And there's many scenarios, and we might not be able to address absolutely everything today. And that is exactly why I'd like each of you to go back to your consultant, book a one-to-one session with them. And even if you want myself or Gareth to be part of that one-to-one, we will freely make ourselves available, because this journey is about you and your family. Okay, Gareth, what does that view look like at the moment based on the percentages? Give me a view. Where are we at?
So just having a quick sort of glance, I can see the top 2 would be ready for placement, and then raising funds and need a payment plan.
Okay.
which I can see is currently 50%. So
Okay.
that seems to be the sort of main one that people or that
Cool.
our sort of viewers are focused on, which
Mm.
I know we will be tackling in the slides.
Yeah, we definitely have something lined up for that towards the end of the webinar, which will come quite soon. But thank you for sharing. I know it's not easy to tell anyone where you're at. Is it fear? Is it committing to a decision, ready for payment, etc.? And we appreciate your vulnerability at this point in time, and that's exactly why we're here. Okay, let's jump along very quickly. Gareth, just fill me in quickly on Cherisha Bloomberg, the psychologist that has come on board with us to help clients through these challenging moments in life.
So Zach, as I mentioned, and as I'd like to put across to the viewers, we pride ourselves in assisting you through this journey from start to finish. And like I mentioned, there's more to it than just do I qualify, get into a job interview, secure a job. There's a lot more to it. I mean, you're leaving your family behind. You are going into a new country with a sort of variety of people that you've never met before, different sort of cultures and things like that.
Great.
And that can be a lot on someone mentally. It can take a lot.
True. Maybe.
And that's why I know that us at New Order Immigration are super proud to not only have the Arrival Lounge, which we talk about, these sort of topics, but we actually have Cherisha, on site, and she's available. So, I mean, if you are that person that is looking to go over, but, you're a bit nervous because you're not sure if you'll fit in, or you're a bit nervous because you don't know if your family will be okay with it, we've got the perfect person to actually sit
100%.
down and, assist you with that.
Yeah.
And I'm very proud of it. I'm sure you are.
Agreed. And it's like anything else in life. As we navigated our journey to get to where we are today, we went through different growth spurts from the time we came out of the womb to crawling to walking, first day at creche, first day at school, first day at high school, and so it goes. You've already conquered many obstacles as you are to get to where you are today. This is just another stepping stone to your success, and we'd be happy to help you all the way, including one of my colleagues, Cherisha Bloomberg. Gareth, anything else on this particular topic over here before we move along?
Well, like I mentioned, it's just something that I'm really proud of, and it's something that is important.
Yep.
And it's just, once again, another thing that we've introduced in order to assist you through this journey.
Great. Thank you, Gareth. 100%. Feel free to drop your questions in the Q&A section. My colleagues are there. We've got Keegan, Thomas, Mishka, obviously be Gareth and Zach, and then there's Sean Kupferberg and Jamal as well. So please drop your questions in the comments. We might not be able to answer everything, but you are welcome to set up a one-to-one session with your consultant, and then we can easily speak through these scenarios. Yeah? Lovely. Let's move on. So what type of support can I expect from New World Immigration on my journey, Gareth, if you don't mind just sharing that?
So we have relocation support.
Okay.
So it's not a case of getting you document ready, getting you into an interview. We provide relocation too. So if you're needing, like you mentioned, accommodation, things like that, we are here to assist through that. Recruitment after stage one, which is, like we mentioned, getting through your skills assessment, getting through that English test, so that we can then start getting you into those interviews.
Not competent English, proficient to superior, please. Proficient to superior. Yeah. And it's not difficult. Just apply your mind and you'll get there. What else is there, Gareth?
I mean, then once you've gone through, getting stage one completed, we can then start looking at sponsorship opportunities. A lot of the times candidates get a little bit confused with what sponsorship means. They think that, it will cover stage one, which that's not the case. Stage one is an investment that you are putting through so that we can put you into those interview rooms and look at sponsorship opportunities.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. It's essentially an equivalent qualification, Gareth, is my understanding right? So I've got a red seal in South Africa. My red seal could potentially convert to I think it's CPC 3. I don't know all these numbers, but if I sit well, I'll probably remember it. But yeah, you will have an equivalent qualification, which will show that you're on par with Australian standards. Back that up with proficient to superior English, and you are in a super marketable position, yeah, to be placed. Is my understanding right, more or less?
You are very
Cool.
correct. Yeah.
Thank you for that, Gareth. Okay, what else is there? How do I get my ticket to placement or PR, Gareth? What do I need to do to put myself in a winning position?
Well, like we mentioned, skills assessment, is vital.
Yeah.
You need to get through your skills assessment. You need to, go through that stage. Sorry.
Do I do that alone, Gareth? I don't know what skills assessment is. Please tell me.
Exactly.
I'm pretty sure that I'd like to know. Just
you don't do
a
anything
brief overview.
alone.
Okay.
Everything that you need to do through this process, your case manager is there on your side,
I get help.
helping you through that.
Okay, I get help. So you will have a dedicated case manager. Once you've made your first deposit, from a starting perspective, committing to the journey, you'll be booked for a welcome call with your case manager. He or she will guide you through what exactly you need to start providing to be in a position to get a positive outcome on your skills assessment. And during that process, please spend 10 minutes going through preparation for the English. I'm going to drive the English home because I've seen many scenarios where clients come through with competent English and they believe it is 200%, out of 100, which is not the case. So please spend time doing that. Gareth, what else do I need to do to get my ticket to placement or PR?
Well, like you mentioned, preparation is key, especially with regards to that English test. And I mean, I've seen it a few times where English-speaking candidates will come through, not prepare, and fail, or struggle to go through it, should I say. And then Afrikaans-speaking individuals will come through, do the preparation, and pass the test. So preparation is key. And the nice thing is once you go through this journey with us, your case manager will provide, tutor options to you should you need to explore that option.
So there's more to look at. Okay, 100%. So just to summarize, you will have a personal case manager that will project manage every step of your journey all the way to the finish line. Many clients manage a journey like this over 3 months. Some do it over 6. Some take 12 to 24 months. It's all about how we can tailor the journey to suit your needs. And that's exactly what we are here for. Yeah. Anything else on this particular section over here, Gareth?
From my side, I think that covers everything. Unless you would like to add anything.
No, I think we're good. What else is there? Are you moving with your family? Key question. A lot of the times clients would come, I want to move alone. I want to bring them along later. And the key question here is always, can you prove cohabitation? Isn't it, Gareth? Yeah? Many scenarios. Do you mind just sharing just a 20-second overview on that while one of my colleagues puts up the poll question for everyone to answer?
So a lot of the times you get the question, do I have to be married? Do me and my partner need to be married? And the answer is no. Just like you mentioned, you need to prove that you have been in a relationship, that you guys live together for a year. Which the nice thing is your case manager will compile that with your file. They can look at different sort of things like shared bank account, or they can look at a lease agreement that you and your partner might have. And from that, they can build that evidence so that you can have your partner or your spouse added to this journey.
Gotcha. So essentially, my case manager will help me build this evidence. Yes, is that right?
That is correct.
Okay, good. All right. So you will have help. Okay. You're not going to be alone on this journey. You're going to have a phenomenal team with over 15 years of experience that knows exactly how nitty-gritty these assessing authorities can be and picking out the detail. And they will help you make sure that you get over the line successfully. Okay. Gareth, what does our percentages look like at the moment?
A lot of family people with us this evening, with a yes being 76% and no being 24%.
We could probably assume a 24 is perhaps single or
okay, or they'll leave their partner behind.
Understood. But yeah, as long as we can prove cohabitation, if you guys are not legally married, then it is something that one of my case managers or our case managers can help you build the evidence to get the entire family across. Okay, then we've got something special lined up Gareth, I think this is not something that we've ever ran before, but it's something that we put together because we understand the commitment that comes to this journey to get your skills assessment done. And this is the reason why we've put together this little special bonus section. And obviously, it doesn't require urgent action. And I'm not saying you must run to the bank right now. It would be great if you could. But yeah, outside of that, Gareth, just quickly share with us exactly what does the section mean over here.
So I know we've now got a valid for 6 days after this webinar. We've
So
got
from tomorrow?
From tomorrow.
Okay.
From tomorrow, we have that little bit of a bonus in order to, like you mentioned, assist the clients that are looking to start the process. Just start it a bit sooner.
Yeah.
And
get the ball rolling.
Get the ball rolling. Correct. Cool. So I know we are offering either one of two options, which would be a 5,000 Rand discount, on stage one.
The service fee.
The service fee.
Okay. So you're saying that based on the fee I was quoted, if I start within the next 6 days, they'll knock 5,000 off that just to get the ball rolling. Is that what you're saying? Is that what that means? Okay, cool. Great. Cool. And then what else is there? There's something that says 50% now and the balance in 30 days. Explain that to me.
So that touches on the payment plan.
Cool.
I know on the one poll they actually mentioned about the payments. So
okay. So there's flexible options.
Yeah, there's flexible options.
As an example, to give a real example, I would say I've seen clients come on board and navigate a service plan over 3 months. During that 3 months, they're actively working with the case manager in preparation for skill submission and your English. So you're not doing nothing during those 3 months. You're working effectively with your case manager, and then as and when your funding is available, you then finish your skills, finish your English, and then when that's done, you either move towards application for permanent residency because you want control, you want a visa, an independent visa behind your name, or we can move to the job market and start employment conversations. Is that right?
That is correct.
Okay, 100%. So what we would say there is we're going to put together a booking form or a bit of a form towards the end of the webinar where you can just simply quickly fill in your details and your independent consultant would reach out to you by tomorrow. Yeah?
Tomorrow,
okay, I still have one more one-to-one meeting later with the UK family, so I won't be able to do that tonight. If anyone wants to reach out to me, but you're welcome to pop that email into my mailbox in the meantime. So yes, we can help with structured payment plans. Yes.
And
what else?
And I think, Zach, what's important to know, especially with regards to the payment plan, is once that client makes that first payment, the process starts. So it's not a case of, okay, you've paid 50%. Now we need to wait for the rest of the money to be paid to start the process. Once you've made that initial payment, we see that as your commitment to this journey, and the process starts from then.
Cool. 100%. Okay. Then we're going to leave you quickly open to a live Q&A where my colleagues will respond quickly via the chat. So any questions that you have, just quickly pop it in there. We might even call up a few. We're just waiting for that to quickly load. While that's busy loading, I think at the end of the day, it's about evaluating where you are right now and then painting that visual picture of what success looks like to you at the end of the day for any individual going through this journey. I usually, when I'm engaging with families and clients, this is a box of Lego pieces, and we're going to be building this together. And success, we are going to taste and feel it together. If that makes sense, Gareth. Yeah.
Perfect sense. Perfect.
Cool.
Sense.
Do we want to bring up one or two questions very quickly over there, Gareth? I don't have my bifocals with me this evening. Go ahead. Anything? Gareth?
So one that sticks out is from Kayla Swart. Good evening, Kayla. Yeah.
Kayla. She sounds like someone that's been quoted already or not? Or just the mini Kayla. Anyway, go ahead. What's the question?
Well, the question is, I think my partner tried looking at the skills assessment process, but he gave up quick. Way too complicated for us average people.
Exactly why they must reach out to us, and you can have a case manager effectively project manage the journey. Yes, there's a bit of a fact sheet that we need to go through just to make sure that you actually meet the criteria before we go ahead. Not everyone qualifies. And I think that's a key point to drive through here is once we can confirm that you are meeting a particular fact sheet, then all we need to do is get the ball rolling and then put yourself in that position to either go for direct PR or go and apply for potential job opportunities. Yeah?
Yeah.
Cool. Lovely. Let's go at another one there, Gareth, if you don't mind. Have a look there. What do we have? What do we have? What do we have? Talk to me, Gareth.
Just having a look at the questions. Sorry.
So here's one.
lot of
Where
them
do
are
you do?
addressed-
Yeah, where do
Sorry.
you do the skills assessment? So it's done online. You'll have a case manager. Your entire journey will be managed through a client portal where you can log in. There's a section that talks about my visa documents. On that particular section over there, your case manager will ask you to upload certain documentation, and they will essentially project manage this journey in partnership with you, right? Would that be right, Gareth?
That
Yeah.
is correct.
Okay, cool, lovely. Let's look at another one quickly. I see a couple of welders here in the chat. Oh, there's some beautiful trades guys over here, Gareth. Who else is there? There's a Winston. Winston. What is your question, Winston? I'm a bit nervous for the English test. Will there be a study guide? Yeah, for sure. There's definitely preparation materials. There's also various links and scenarios that even my colleagues have gone and found out additional preparation kits for clients to prepare effectively for the English test. Yeah, so we can definitely help you with that, Winston. Thank you for sharing that question. Who else is there? Is it possible to start with entry-level jobs like warehouse? That's if you have PR, I would say. When you have PR, you can apply for absolutely anything. But again, you need to put yourself in that position to apply for PR. So you got to start with your skills in English. Then you can go and apply for anything. Okay. What else is there? Talk to me, Gareth. What do you see there? Like I said, my bifocals is not on hand tonight.
I see a lot of the questions are addressed to one of our sort of team members, which I'm certain they will be able to answer that.
Yeah.
Just one question I can see is from Winston again, which says, is it? Oh, and you answered that. So
yeah,
you
I
answered
did.
that.
Okay. I think for now, we could look to sign off. And if there's anyone out there that wants a personal one-to-one session, have a look at your email box. There is a dedicated consultant assigned to your file. Reach out to your consultant this evening. Don't sleep on it. Take action right now. In many scenarios, we're very quick to go to TikTok and to watch a video and laugh about someone else's journey, or try and fulfill ourselves with, this fake happiness when we don't want to take action on our own personal journeys. So right now, open up your email box, type the message out and say, help me with a payment plan. Book a one-to-one session. I want to know more. I want to understand the journey. I am serious about making change in my life. Start with that. That is the best medication that you can give yourself before you go and sleep tonight. And we will happily assist with one-to-one sessions over the next few days. Gareth, anything else from your side?
From my side, I think we've covered just about everything. From here on, it's just I'd like to see, our sort of candidates that are part of this webinar
Get started.
to take that leap, to take that jump. The reward is much greater than anything else.
Yeah.
And
fear limits us.
there we go.
Fear creates doubt. Doubt creates inaction. Then we look at ourselves 52 years later. Why did I not take that decision on the 16th? This is the 16th or 15th today? 16th, yeah? 15th of July. Wow. Time goes so quickly. Why did I not take that decision on the 15th of July when Gareth and Zach were explaining to me about the potential of a journey for me and my family? Take action now. Thank you for attending our webinar this evening. We really hope that we were able to share some light. Gareth, any closing comments from your side before we go?
Thank you so much for making yourself available, guys. Like I said, and like Zach has said, this is a really good opportunity. We are here to assist you through that journey. From here, we just need you to have that faith, take that leap have belief in yourself.
100%. Before we go, fill in the form. My colleague's going to put up a form very shortly. Fill in the form. Let's take action now. Understand how you can create your own tailored plan to make your own journey successful. Reach out to us. Let's get going. Let's not let this linger any longer. Please feel free to fill in that form. Come closer to a journey that's going to be meaningful to you and your loved ones. Bye for now. Take care.
Bye for now.